and thank you for joining us here on Leadership TV. Welcome to another interesting episode of The Spice. My name is Cynthia Omadon. Of course, I have a beautiful lady here with me, Precious. Hi, Precious.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, today we are going to be talking about all the current buzz and the chaos and everything going on social media space. I'm talking about Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, what have you. There's no peace. So everywhere is just like smoke, fire, chaos, everything. Okay, everything started this morning where Wizkid was fielding questions from his fans and just trying to tweet and all that, connect with his fans. And then one of his fans came on there and then asked when he was going to release music. And then he said, okay, is it by force? The fan, and another one came and said, yes, it's by force. And then Wizkid from nowhere unexpectedly said, okay, you must beg me like this. And there you have Davido's controversial video that trended two weeks ago, talking about we seeing Davido wearing a pajamas and kneeling down and begging somebody that we can't even see. Said, please, I'm begging you, please forgive me, please do this. I'm pleading with you, blah blah blah. And then we're like, one thing, okay. That was serious. From where, like, how now? Where did that even come from? What kind of shade is this? Like, and Wizkid was just on a roll, and everybody was wondering what was happening. I mean, the last time we perceived that Wizkid and Davido were together was right after Wizkid's mother's burial, and then he was still in Nigeria. And then they were kind of at a club. They didn't take pictures together, but we saw Cubana chief priest in that club, so we all knew Davido was there too. You get, they were cool. So like, where is this particular shade coming from? And then from nowhere, another fan reported him and said, okay, give it back to Ladipo. Ladipo was chatting so about you and all that. Remember when Ladipo posted a few weeks ago talking about Nigerian rappers that survived hip hop is dead and now watching Afrobeat musicians going through the same thing. You know what's the whole tweet about Afrobeats, Wizkid warning everybody not to call him an Afrobeat musician. All that trended weeks ago. So Ladipo was kind of reacting to that also, and people saw it as a shade to Wizkid. And then Wizkid said he's not going to react to anything from anybody that works under an influencer or is signed under an influencer. And we all know that Ladipo is signed to Marvin's Music Group, owned by our very own Don Jazzy. So everybody saw that as okay, a shade to our own Don Jazzy. Don Jazzy is responsible for the success of a whole lot of Nigerian artists, talking about from Tiwa Savage, Afrodija. Thank you very much. There are a lot of big bands. And where did we keep our very own star? I mean, like, why would you disrespect the whole Don Jazzy like that? What do you say about all of this? But people are like saying they're just people are blowing it out of proportion and it shouldn't be as bad as we are looking at it like. And their fans are clawing at each other online right now. What do you think?
I personally feel like, in case of this kid, like shading Don Jazzy, I don't think it's personal, but social media, it's like when you put one sentence or statement out there, everybody goes there and says this is personal. At the end of the day, I actually feel like he is like they still have that bond. There's still that bond there.
Yeah.
He knows what Wizkid doesn't know what Wizkid is doing. I'm sure that's why he hasn't made a statement.
Or doesn't react.
He hasn't reacted like as if like they are beefing or something. That means they're not actually beefing.
But then let's look at the Davido video. Okay. What is that all about?
I feel like
I was very shocked when I saw that. I'm like, I thought you people were in a good place.
I feel like Davido and Wizkid beef from
hot and cold.
It's very confusing, and I feel like nobody will really understand until you know them
personally,
because they both have like it doesn't make sense.
Like a love and
hate. Like the
bit of love.
It's
and
like today they are good, the next day they are bad, and all of that. I mean, we don't know for sure if
they're underlying
exactly issues. That kind of thing, or we don't know if Wizkid like did that on purpose to
get a deal for something.
Exactly, or for something. We don't know that. But what we do know is we know that video was not a good. It didn't come out as a very good. Like it didn't have a good response. So for it to be out there and him using it to respond to the fan, I'm sure that's why many Nigerians
because that was a very sad video. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's not something that he would have
it's not
used.
something he would love to even be out there. I mean, Davido is
Do you
married
get-
to Chioma, so
Do you
why
get-
would
so
your video be everywhere online
Yeah.
of you begging a strange woman, begging her and what? So that video is in bad taste,
it
really.
is.
And
it
the
is.
fans make it so hard. Everybody's throwing at each other.
Yeah.
Blogs are adding more salt and pepper into the
On
video.
top of the matter.
It's too much. It's too
not
much.
that deep.
Yeah, it's too much. But then, also looking at Don Jazzy, some people are like, "Oh, Don Jazzy will not take it like that. He will laugh over it. We
Don
still
Jazzy
called
is
him an
actually-
influencer."
Don Jazzy is
Yeah,
actually
he's
not
laid
that
back,
kind of
he's cool.
celebrity that you catch online throwing shades back and forth. So he might most likely just laugh at it. If it's
Laugh
actually
about it.
serious. Like if it's actually like a shade that, Wizkid threw to him. I don't think
But it's believed Wizkid should have just thrown the shade back at Ladipo that said what he said. Not going back to talk
that's
about
another reason why I
the
actually
owner of the
think-
record label he signed under and calling him an influencer.
Exactly, that's another
It's
reason why
disrespectful.
I think like this is not risky. I feel like he's just catching clues because that's very disrespectful. I feel like
With people's
Wizkid is
feelings
too
and
mature to be
emotions.
doing this. He's a 33-year-old man.
So
I
people
feel like-
even insinuate that he's more than 33. But then under all the maturity, maybe
Yeah.
there's just a child somewhere that likes to be petty sometimes. He's
Maybe.
quiet, he's matured, and then
Yeah.
when he shows the other side, it's like, who is this
Like,
person?
maybe it might be, but I honestly I rate Wizkid so well that I feel like anything he's doing now is totally cruise. But then Wizkid can be petty at the
He's
same
cruise,
time.
he's cruise, and he's also pessimist.
Exactly.
Okay, let's
Can
take
be
it as
petty.
his cruise and
As
pessimist.
pessimist,
Let's
yeah.
let sleeping dogs lie. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and please the fans. Oh, you should
guys
calm down.
calm
Oh,
down.
it's okay.
It's not that personal.
It's not that serious, okay? It's not that serious. Let's move on now. During the weekend, too, Rema also trended. He talked about there is no longer just a big three. You know the big threes here in Nigeria, Wizkid,
Yeah,
Davido,
yeah,
Burna
yeah,
Boy.
yeah.
And there is now a big four, so he
Four.
should also be regarded as
Yeah.
part of the big four.
I support.
Okay, so Rema wants to chill with the big boys, want to bam bam. That's what he's trying to say here now.
I mean,
So
so
is
is
he-
he boy?
Is he allowed to come out and push himself and say, okay, well, I'm a Mongo? Even if people don't add me, I will add myself.
Yeah, most definitely. If Arya Star comes out today and says, I'm part of the top 5,
Okay.
I would say yeah,
Alright.
because we don't see what these people are doing for us in the
Mm.
music industry. We just focus on, okay, their music, is it really worth it? It's not worth it. I remember when Calm Down was released with the remix of Selena Gomez. Most people reacted like this featuring is not necessary. Like her voice doesn't fit to the video, it doesn't fit to the song. But see the way it blew up and it took Nigeria to #1. People were listening to Calm Down. So it's like we don't
Not
really
parts of the
see
world.
this thing was on Billboard Top 100 for a very like up to 36 weeks.
Yeah. And then when you
Consistently.
remixed it with Selena Gomez,
It
it
was-
went crazy.
Like we don't really see what these people do for the music industry.
Mm.
So I feel like he has every right to come out and say that because he's actually made it to that point to say that.
I don't want to sound cliche, but I feel like there's something called pay your dues. Davido, Wizkid, and Burna Boy each have a decade under their belts. They are like more than 10 years in the industry. And Rema is like, how many? He's not even up to a decade. And then you now want to come and rub shoulders with
The big boys.
the big boys.
I don't think it is.
I'm not downplaying his talent, but please, there's a time for everything. The consistency, the plays, how many times the songs have stayed on charts, all of those things matters. Who and who has he? Let me use Davido's word now. We rise by lifting others. How many people has he lifted? The time frame, the consistency. So does he actually deserve to be part of those? To come out and say, I want to be
I honestly
part of these people.
regardless of the fact that I'm a fan,
Mm.
I honestly think he deserves.
You deserve it.
He deserves every recognition
Accolade,
right now.
right.
Accolades,
Mm.
like he does because he has really opened to many people to futures, like to get futures from Nigerian artists. That's not something that we had regularly before in the past. But now you see people from abroad wanting to have
Wanting
futures
to- yeah.
with Nigerian people. How did that come about? I feel like Rema, even if he's not the big person that started the paving of the way, but he did contribute to the paving of the way.
Okay.
Like he actually has done something. I don't know how to explain this.
He has put his
But-
name on the sands of time.
Exactly, like he has.
Or maybe there's just a bit of desperation right there.
I don't think so. I feel
You
like
have so
everything
much
is just
more to
coming
give.
him.
The talent is inside of you. Nobody can ever take it from you.
Yeah.
So just do, when you wake up in the morning, you do what you gotta do, and your accolades will come to you. I don't think you would have to force people to give you your flowers. It's, kind of looks like desperation, but then who knows? I know there are a lot of Rema fans out there that would also agree that you should, put him among the lead of the big boys, just like you,
Yeah.
just like you
He
said.
should be.
Okay, we should allow Rema to bam bam and chill with the big boys. Okay, on this note, we'll end the spice for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to leave your comments, you can do that right here on this video. My name is still Cynthia. Thank you so much. Stay tuned to Leadership TV. Bye.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.